Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa coming to you from Chicago, Illinois. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. Here's good news for pro-life supporters. In the U.S., a survey conducted by a national pro-life group has revealed that most people support a 15-week ban on abortion. The result of the survey conducted by OnMessage Inc. was released on Monday, June 7th, by the Susan B. Anthony list. It shows that a majority of respondents support curbs on abortions after 15 weeks when coming to understand that at that stage, babies can feel pain, have a heartbeat, and can move around in the womb. The result of the survey conducted from May 25th through the 27th was released after the Supreme Court consented to hear an abortion case involving Mississippi's prohibition of medical termination of pregnancy after the fetus is 15 weeks old. The church in war-torn Syria has lost a courageous prelate who stood with suffering Christians during the days of the Islamic State occupation. Monsignor Jacques Behnan Hindo, the 80-year-old emeritus bishop of the Syro-Catholic eparchy of Hassake-Nisibi, passed away in France after a prolonged illness. The bishop chose to stay with his flock in Syria during the days of persecution and gave witness to the community as well as the priests. Monsignor Hindo also played the role of a mediator between Arabs and Kurds, as well as between Christians and Muslims. He also fought against the closure of some Christian schools by local Kurdish authorities and accused them of preventing lessons in Syriac, the sacred language of the church. The prelate was also instrumental in raising his voice for the Syrian people during his visits abroad. The chairman of the Polish Catholic Bishops' Conference has appealed to the government to ease pandemic restrictions in churches. In his letter to Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, Archbishop Stanisław Gadecki said, "The present social distancing norms imposed on churches date back to the time when the number of daily new coronavirus infections in the country hovered around 30,000. The prelate reminded the Prime Minister that the situation has since improved, with the daily infections amounting to only a mere 194 cases on Monday. The Archbishop expressed his opposition to the drastic curbs on the rights of the people to engage in public worship even when the situation has improved. He said such large restrictions are perceived as a kind of discrimination as well as curbs on religious freedom, adding that theaters, operas, and cinemas are allowed to accommodate 50% of their regular audience." Quoting an audio clip released by the Islamic State West African Province, the ISWAP militant group, Reuters has reported that Boko Haram leader Abu Bakr Shekau is dead. The report said the leader of the Nigeria-based Islamist outfit died around May 18 after detonating an explosive device when he was being chased by ISWAP fighters. This has also been confirmed by a Nigerian intelligence report shared by government officials. In the past 12 years, Shekau was reported to have been killed on several occasions, only to later appear in video posts. The man who was featured in the audio clip said ISWAP sought to eliminate warlords on the orders of the Islamic State and fought Boko Haram militants, forcing their leader to flee. To avoid capture, Shekau detonated an explosive. Experts say his death would help ISWAP consolidate its position in the region. The Myanmar military has shelled one more Catholic church in Kayah State, where it is fighting ethnic militia. The Church of Our Lady of Peace in the parish of Dongankha is the sixth church to be attacked in 2 weeks. The shelling on June 6 Sunday destroyed the windows and walls of the church, although no one was hurt, as those who were sheltered inside were transferred to the woods by the parish authorities. Many homes were also damaged during the shelling. The attacks on the churches are continuing despite the appeal by Yangon Archbishop Cardinal Charles Maung Bo to spare religious buildings and places of worship, citing international protocol. On May 23rd, the Sacred Heart of Kantaryar, near Loika, was hit by an artillery shell, killing 4 and injuring 8 others. The image of Our Lady of Mercy, popularly known as the Mother of Novaliches in Quezon City Diocese in the Philippines, has been granted canonical coronation by Pope Francis. A pontifical coronation is a pious institutional act wherein the Pope, through a bull, designates a crown or stellar halo to be added to a popular Marian image in particular area or diocese. The approval was announced by the Apostolic Nuncio, Archbishop Charles Brown, during the Holy Mass on Sunday, June 6th, the feast of Corpus Christi. With this recognition, all indulgences granted at the Papal Basilica of St. Mary Major in Rome can be gained by faithful in this diocese shrine. The date of canonical coronation is yet to be announced. In January this year, Bishop Robert Gaa of Novaliches declared Our Lady of Mercy as the second patroness of the 18-year-old diocese. The Diocese of Shanghai in China, which belongs to the Patriotic Association, loyal to the government, got 4 new priests on Saturday, June 5th. Although 5 deacons were slated to be ordained, one of them, Paul Yang Dangdang, was denied government permission as he had taken part in the 2016 World Youth Day celebration in Poland. The ordination took place at the Cathedral of St. Ignatius. The main celebrant was Monsignor Joseph Shanbin, Vice President of the Council of Bishops and the Patriotic Association. Since his ordination in 2010, the prelate has been recognized by both the Holy See and the Chinese government. Bishop Thaddeus Ma Dachin of Shanghai was unable to attend the ordination as he has been under house arrest since 2012 after he resigned from the Patriotic Association. The 4 new priests are John Ning Yang Wang, John Zhou Jia, Matthew Ni Zhixiao, and Francis Wu Shan. Many civil and religious officials, along with nuns and clergy, attended the ordination ceremony. Lebanese Cardinal Bechara Boutros Rai, who heads the Maronite Church, has reconsecrated the nation and the entire Middle East to the Immaculate Heart of Our Lady. During the liturgical celebration at the Marian Sanctuary of Our Lady of Lebanon in Harissa on June 6th, the Patriarch renewed the consecration to the Blessed Virgin. The Apostolic Nuncio to Lebanon, Archbishop Joseph Spiteri, also took part in the liturgical celebration alongside believers from various parts of the country. Referring to the Lebanese crisis in his homily, Cardinal Rai condemned the Lebanese political leaders, blaming them of only trying to save themselves and their interests. The top prelate of the country accused leaders and officials of not worrying about the people who are going through difficult times. The Holy Father has exhorted priests to be shepherds with the smell of the sheep. The pontiff said this during a private audience with a group of young French priests studying in Rome on Monday, June 7th. The Pope reminded them that their academic pursuits are meant to prepare them to fulfill their future tasks of being pastors who proclaim the gospel of joy. His Holiness exhorted them to be people capable of living, laughing, and crying with people. He also told them that one's fragility is the theological place of encounter with the Lord, and urged them to drop the idea of, quote, Superman priests. The fragile priest who knows his weaknesses and talks about them with the Lord will be fine, said the Pope. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.